Tom Clark's Main Event is a Boink Studios production. And now, on with the show.
This is Daddy's show. Step off.
Come on, won't you say it loud? Ayo, we gon' turn this out. Tom Clark's Main Event.
Hey, what's up, kids? Welcome back to the program. Tom Clark back here with you yet again on another Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern, our brand new time. Aren't you excited? Boy, I sure am. That's right. This is Tom Clark's Main Event, the podcast that made the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs. That's who we are, kids. Happy birthday, Captain America, by the way. Huh? Look at that. Happy birthday, Dusty Rhodes. I'm just going to do a lot of American stuff here. I'm not wearing the flag. I don't wear the flag. You want to know why? No, that's why. Because no, sir. As soon as the flag turns black, I'm going to be wearing it. So there you go. Yeah, happy birthday, Captain America, my favorite Avenger. My first Avenger, the first Avenger. Let's put it that way. Yeah, don't forget about that. Look, we appreciate you joining us here today, kids. If this is your first time here, my name is Tom. What's up? I'm your host, and we are back with episode 420. 420. Somewhere out there, RVD's lighting one up. He's pretty happy. Every time the clock hits 420, that dude gets up and dances a little bit, provided you can walk in a straight line. Hey, man, I'm not a hater. You do you. You be happy. I'm just saying. You don't believe me? He'll tell you. Thanks to everyone who was here last week. We did preview AEW Forbidden Door, and today we're going to review the show. So we hope that you are ready for that. We've got a few commenters. Air Jackson is here. Boy, I am very glad you are back with us, man. Air, we haven't been here in a hot minute, but dude, you've always been like a loyal follower, a loyal fan this whole time. So, man, I appreciate you coming back, and I hope you stick around and come back next week as well. Alma, I appreciate you very much. Hang in there as always. Thank you for being a fan, Alma. You're the best. David Down Under, our great fan and friend in Australia. We appreciate you, man. Oh, he says Aussie's going to knock out the World Cup. I bet Big Tasty's got a comment on that. Kids, before we waste any more time or spend any more time, I should say, let's bring on the only guest we had today. You know him from the Untitled Wrestling Podcast. You also know him from Bear Mode, a podcast review of The Bear. He is part of Boink Studios in his own way, and he's also a great friend of the show. Please welcome back Big Tasty. What's up, man? How are you?
Yo, good evening, Tom. Thanks for having me. Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. Yeah, as David said, just watched, literally before I jumped on with you, just watched the Australia-Egypt. Little heartbreaking. I was happy because Mo Salah, he's not a Liverpool player anymore, but he's still close to my heart. He went through. Australia brought a different keeper on right before the penalty shootout, which is never something I'm a big fan of, and he didn't save any. So.
Interesting. Yeah, I would tell you I'd been following. I have not been following. I feel bad because I had every intention of watching some games. Dude, time just gets away from me, man. It's insane, dude.
So if you want to know how I don't know how to put this, but how the American zeitgeist doesn't understand the World Cup and football and the rules. So a USA player got sent off in the last game and they went through to the next round, and now they're trying to petition President Trump to have him presidentially pardoned and let back in to play the next game.
Oh man, it just makes my head hurt.
That's not how, I know he's buddy with Infantino, but that's kind of not how that works, guys. You can't just be doing
that. Don't be weird, people. Don't be weird.
Leave Trump alone. He's got a pool to clean.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. We're gonna move on because I'm gonna get in trouble. I stay in trouble. It's all right. Hey, man, we were talking off mic. We've been talking in the chat there on the Facebook, but I'll ask you publicly here. What's your thoughts overall on the Forbidden Door event we're going to review here today?
Real good, man. In ring. I mean, it's AEW. If you're not getting 8 out of 10 minimum in ring, something's gone horribly wrong, hasn't it?
Yeah.
But it was just a really good show, really well paced. Well, the match lengths were all pretty good, I thought. The pace of the show was good. It flowed really well. I watched it over 2 nights. I can't, because of my job now, I can't stay up and watch the Sunday night shows live, unfortunately. But watched it over 2 nights and it felt good. Nothing felt, there was no matches I was waiting to end or anything like that. Everything seemed snappy. Everything, was good. A couple of little surprises here and there. A couple of nice moments. I wasn't I was a little not worried about the show going in because I wasn't really invested in a lot of the build-up. I always find like around this time of year with Forbidden Door, it can kind of put the brakes on things a little bit because it's like we're sort of putting a hold on like all the normal storylines, a lot of the normal storylines, and we're sort of shoehorning the other promotions in. But
Sure.
and it felt a lot more organic this year. It felt really good. So
Yeah, I agree. In the chat there on the Facebook, I was watching it and I put a huge, massive spoiler in there about Jay's return.
you dropped a pretty big spoiler in our group chat as well. You have to
Well,
get rid of that.
well, no, you know what happened? I put it in and then I went back to work and I said, surely the guys have watched it. Maybe they haven't. So I deleted it very quickly before anybody could see it. So, and then sure enough, Jay's like, I haven't watched it yet. And everyone's going, like, I haven't watched it yet. And I'm like, thank God I took that thing out of there, boys. So
I know. I didn't get to watch it until Wednesday, and I knew I wasn't going to make it that far. So when I woke up on Monday morning, I just checked I just got the whole shebang, and I just looked at all the results. So
sure.
rip the band-aid off.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Dude, stuff gets ruined for me all the time. I know if I miss an event or I can't watch it right away, I try to stay off socials the next day and then I forget. And then I click onto a platform and boom, there's everything spoiled. I'm like, crap.
Like, I don't read the details, so I've still got that. It's like a surprise, but like, I mean,
Sure.
it's wrestling. Either one guy's going to win or the other guy's going to win. It's
Well,
not,
that's fair.
we're not talking like, super plot twists here, are we?
It's rare that a third guy wins, right? You know what I mean?
It,
So
it has happened. Seth
it has
Rollins
happened.
cashing in,
well, hey, well, there you go. I like the way you're thinking. Listen, we got a lot of matches to cover here, kids. Well, it's only 12 down from the usual 42 matches AEW has. That's not a dig. It's just a joke.
And they still found time for 2 women's matches on the main card.
And, it should have been 3, but, we take what we can get. They were good matches, too, for sure. Drilla Maloney, we talked about this off mic, defeated Danny Garcia. Were you surprised he beat Danny, by the way?
I was surprised that the AEW talent went 0-2 in pre-show singles matches. Yeah. Huge for Drilla. As I was saying to you before, Tom, I know I've known Drilla for a while. I've actually said hello to him a few times. Jay had to want to stop him beating somebody up outside the nightclub. Not stop him. He wasn't like a psychopath or nothing. Just some guy was trying to start a fight with him, and Jay had to like talk him down, be like, "No, this man's a legitimate hard case. He will kill you. Please don't do this."
Wow.
He's a lovely fellow, a really nice guy. He was, like I said to you, he was the world champion of one of our Liverpool indie promotions for about a year.
Nice.
So we saw a lot of him. But yeah, it's just crazy to see him not only, as I said to you, not only in Japan, but like as a guy in Japan, like a big guy, like someone who's won belts, someone who teams with like proper legends, someone who is in big matches. It's first time I saw him ever was on NXT UK getting squashed by a couple of British wrestlers, one of whom has now been cancelled. So
there's a couple of those guys from that old NXT UK stuff.
We got a couple, yeah. But yeah, this was one in particular.
Yeah.
And he's come a long way, man. And he looks great. The look's on point. The look is incredible. His in-ring is great. He's got the power game. That finisher is phenomenal.
Yes.
He just drops I've seen him do that to AC Romero. So the man's got muscle, man. The man's got beef.
That is insane to hear that. Oh my God. I noticed very, very, very quickly as that move happened, I saw Danny reach up and grab his head to protect himself. Mm-hmm. It's those little things you see if you know what you're watching for. I thought that's pretty cool. Cause like really, I don't believe he's put anyone in any kind of jeopardy because the head is very, very high up, basically in his gut. But, it is your responsibility to help protect yourself. So I did catch that when they came down with the move. Man, he bulked up too, Drilla did over the past couple of years. It's crazy.
He's never been small, but like, no. He's not the tallest guy. So when he packs on like a bit of size, when he sort of spreads out a bit, he looks massive.
You're right. Alma says Swerve versus Ospreay was back and forth match, 3 stars. I'm going to be honest with you. I gave that match 5 stars. I freaking love that match. Oh my God. So, we'll get to him. We get to it, but I appreciate you chiming in for sure. Drilla defeated Daniels. We said before. Micah versus Sky Blue. Man, I'll be honest with you. I was a little surprised Micah won this one, but man, they had a good match. Micah
First
is
time I'd ever seen
solid.
Micah, and
Same.
she really impressed me. Really impressed me. Yeah.
Yeah, she's solid, man. Like, this is not a commentary on the Japanese girls. This is a commentary on any pro wrestler who doesn't lay their stuff in. There's moments that, because the smaller you are, and if you're not laying it in, it looks a certain way. Buddy, I didn't get that from her at all. She looks like she'd take your head off, right?
Yeah. And
So-
credit to Sky Blue as well. Like Sky Blue's just gone out of nowhere to become this like really dependable workhorse of the women's division. No, and
Absolutely.
it's great to see it. You know, remember where she was a few years ago? I mean,
Yeah.
I imagine being around Kyle Fletcher all the time probably helps. Just being in his immediate vicinity probably makes you 10% better at wrestling.
And to that point, how many folks backstage go up to a Kyle Fletcher or to a John Moxley and say, "Hey, can I ask you advice on something?" And if you're not growing, you're not getting better, right?
And do you know what always strikes me? AEW is so many of the women say they go up to like John Moxley or Bryan Danielson and ask for help.
I've heard that too. Yeah,
and that's so cool. Like,
it is.
It's so awesome that it's not like back in the day, but like, oh no, you have to go and talk to the women's trainers, or you have to like go and do your photo shoots or your calendars, or your go and get your surgeries or your augmentations. No, it's like, all right, let's get in the ring and let's throw down. Like John Moxley said his biggest like project over the last few years was Marina Shafir to improve her because he saw something in her.
Yeah. Her stage presence is light years from what it was a year ago, honestly. Like Marina, light years from what it was. And it was never really bad, but I kind of felt like, she'd come to the ring, take her socks off, throw them in the crowd. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm really looking at here. And then she'd win or she wouldn't win. I'm like, But Buddy, now, yeah, she seems like a different person now. I think she's really come into her own.
She like her. Radiates like threat now and danger. And
yes. I love the idea that like if you cross Death Riders, you got to go nose to nose with her first. You know what I mean? I love that idea, actually. That's very cool. But yeah, Mike and Sky Blue killed it. What I was going to say about the ladies, the calendar and all that crap that the other company likes to do or whatever. Like in 2026, if I'm watching AEW and every woman I see has booty shorts and body parts are hanging out, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking, I feel like this is probably because they want to wear this stuff. Where with the other company through the years, you're like, I bet they were told you need to wear, So like, I'm not speaking from a moral standpoint here. People, you can believe in whatever you want to believe in. But like, I'm much more comfortable with this than I am the stuff we watched 20 years ago. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's all like you say. It's all about sort of intent. If it's a woman's decision to do that, then it's infinitely more morally approachable than if it's a man telling them to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Isn't that weird? Can you imagine going up to a female talent and saying, "We're going to need you to show some skin"? I cannot imagine a world in which I'd ever do that. That is insane, man. Speaking of the ladies, Divine Dominion defeated Thunder Rosa and Olympia. Boy, I'm gonna tell you something. I've only seen that Olympia a handful of times. I want to see her a lot more. She is freaking great, dude. Very.
Well, I think the one thing that's really benefited from this, like, from this New Japan Stardom CMLL partnership, like working arrangement that we've had over the last year or so, has definitely been some of the women we've seen come into the company.
I agree.
It's really given the women's division a shot in the arm. Like people like Olympia, Persephone has been an absolute revelation. She is possibly my favorite addition to the women's roster over the last 12 months. I think she's absolutely fantastic. I think she's going to be an absolute star. She's young. She's got the world ahead of her. Then you've got all the women coming over from Stardom. We've still got Saray to come in when she's back fit.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
we missed her in the tournament. Like the women's division is just exploding, and it's because of one woman, and we'll talk about her a little bit later. And I think she's been the catalyst for all of this.
Isn't it funny how at one time, when I say at one time, a year ago, we were talking about how they had all this female talent, but Tony was the funnel basically for everything, and then followed closely by Mercedes. And then I'm not trying to comment negatively on Tony. I love Tony, but like it's interesting how her absence has allowed things to open up a bit more. In other words, other women are getting more screen time than they were before. And again, I'll be happy when Tony comes back. It's not a comment on Tony. It's more or less a comment on the other Tony and how he likes to book people, right?
Because you can't not book your biggest star on the show, and so Tony Storm has to be there when she's there. Because the fans pay the money, they want to see Tony. She sells the merch. The fans bring the Tony Storm signs. She's got the catchphrases. She's got the cool segments. She's got the great matches. But then, what's been really refreshing and reassuring is she's not been around, but we've elevated other women up towards her position.
It's great. I love it. Yeah, I'm here for it. What did you think about this match, by the way? I'm glad that Thunder and Olympia were given quite a bit, which I think is the right move here.
Yeah, I love Divine Dominion. I think there's no two women in this business who can do what they can do. The way they do it, I think they're, seeing two women who can just throw people around, manhandle them. That double chokeslam finisher looks amazing. Thunder Rosa is, I think she's maybe on the downswing in her AEW career now, maybe in terms of like star power, but she's still great. Olympia, like you said, Olympia looked great. It was a great little showing for her. Yeah, really fun match. I think that was a perfect way to round off the pre-show, just to get everyone really excited for the main show.
Agree. Yeah,
and really cool match.
Olympia is strong as an ox too, man. My goodness, body pressing over on her shoulders. Are you kidding me?
God. We got to get Jamie Hayter back to full fitness, ready. We've got 60 days to get her ready for All In, because I can't see anybody else being able to beat Divine Dominion for these belts.
It'll have to be the Birds, right? I don't know who else it could be, because I mean they're going to lose those belts eventually, and like if you had them losing to whoever, I'm sure you can make anything work you want to, but it would make more sense if it's the Birds, honestly.
In England, in Wembley, it would be the stars would align. It'd be a lovely home pop, and it'd be a nice if what we think is going to happen in the main event is going to happen. It'd be a nice sort of full circle moment if that was earlier on in the show, and then we go to the end of the show and we have maybe somebody else from around those parts standing tall with the title at the end of the show. Who knows? I
agree. That makes a lot of sense. We also had the Young Bucks. This is on to the main card, kids. The Young Bucks defeated El Sky Team and Unbound Company, and I think last week we all kind of said the Bucks don't have to win, but I think on the air last week I said I kind of think the Bucks may end up winning this. But after the win, I thought I'm not mad at this, because they have been bumping into Christian and Copeland and the Dogs, and like I think they're probably sitting up for Wembley, we assume. Right.
And you know what? You can't be mad when you see a match like this. Like, it's easy to have a bit of Bucks fatigue when you're an AEW fan, because you see a lot of them. You don't really see them, a lot of them in sporadic bursts.
Yeah.
And then you see a match like this, and you're like, oh no, they are just one of the best tag teams in the world. So I'm kind of okay with it.
Yeah. They're automatic, aren't they? I mean, they how many times have you ever seen them screw something up? Hardly ever.
Like, on one hand, like throughout their entire AEW, and maybe on one hand.
Yeah.
And they're in there with, Mascara Dorada is one of the best wrestlers I think I've ever seen.
He's great, man.
He is effortless. Even remember Mystico? Remember when he was in WWE and he was Sin Cara, El Bocho, and everyone was memeing on him because he couldn't work.
Yes.
And it turns out you just put him in the right environment, man.
And there's something to be said for the type of ring that you're in as well. Like when you work 10 years or something in one style of ring, and then you're suddenly transported to another one, it takes some getting used to. The tension on the ropes, the feel of the canvas. I mean, it can be a different monster, which maybe is some of the stuff that was happening to him back then. I don't know.
Especially when you're pushing things to the limit and wrestling this sort of style. But no, this was a really cool match. Like loads of like, there was a moment where like early on in the match they got Nick Jackson and Mascara Dorada in the ring, and I just sort of my head just picked up, and I was like, oh, here we go.
Yeah. Yes.
It's about to get real. Like, these two guys can go. They could do it, and they did. Like, they had an amazing little sequence. Then Shingo coming in, and just like he was such a great base for the whole match, just coming in, doing all the power stuff. Yeah, there was some great moments where like they're trying. Oh, good show. Oh, Jay, hi Jay.
Hey.
He said he was watching the rest of the show tonight. So
nice.
But yeah. Absolutely fantastic match. Really good clash of styles, really good complementary styles. As you say, Tom, the Bucks are just every now and then they just remind you why they are the best to do this. They've been the best at this. They've been the best in the world for 15 years.
They have.
The tag division.
Yeah, they have. You'd be hard pressed to find another team, honestly, that's that consistent, right? And anytime you can see Shingo and Teton, I'm all for it. I love Teton, man. He's one of my favorites. I think he's fantastic. Kenny Omega defeated Zack Sabre Jr. The right guy won here. Tremendous match.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to get Kenny ready for that title shot that's coming next week. There seems to be no good reason, Tasty, why it's happening on Wednesday on Dynamite. No one seems to know what the reason is. But I'm like, you guys have another pay-per-view.
I've got a theory. Well,
Let's hear
two
it.
theories. One is that MJF is really busted and he can't go on a pay-per-view. So they reckon the match, because if he goes with Kenny on a pay-per-view, people are going to expect 30 minutes and 5-star. But if his knee's that busted and they just want to do a 10, 12-minute match, get the belt off him. Maybe they'll get away with that. They'll get away with that on a Dynamite as opposed to on like main eventing a card. My other theory would be maybe they want Kenny to have a title defense because they know he's dropping it all in if he gets it.
Oh, I see. That's not awful. I don't hate that. I don't hate that.
But then it's who do you put up against him?
Andrade,
but he's just turned face.
No, but they don't care. They don't care over there. It doesn't matter to them.
I suppose a card is ready to go. You could just pull the plug on that, couldn't you? You could pull the ripcord on that straight away.
Yeah, I wouldn't want Andrade to have to wait too much longer because the whole point of him turning was because he wasn't getting a title shot. So, and plus they've had a great match too. Right? So that makes sense.
I wouldn't be against if Don Callis pulled some strings and we got Kevin Knight.
That'd be interesting too.
Because he's been angling for a title shot as well, hasn't he? And with MJF, and if Don Callis has been kind of putting the brakes on it because of the whole business partnership and stuff like that. So
yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens, man. Shout out to Zack Sabre Jr., who just, I mean, to us, we get to see Zack Sabre. If kids, if you don't subscribe to NJPW World, you're doing life wrong, okay? But if you don't, it's a treat to see him on AEW. But to him, it's another day to office, because he just does what he does. Not that he takes anything for granted or anything like that or underperforms, but he's always great, isn't he? I mean, he and Omega, they had a really good match.
I've seen him in New Japan. I've seen him on AEW shows. I've seen him when I go down to London for All In. He normally works Rev Pro, so he works an indie show the same weekend. I've seen him in indie shows. Man's a machine. You never get less than 99% of Zack Sabre Jr. in the ring. He is so impressive. He is the evolution of the quintessential catch as catch can British wrestler, in that he can just transition anything into anything. It's almost like, when you play like Street Fighter or something and you see these guys and they're pulling off all the combos and they're never stopping and there's no wasted motion, and it's like that when you watch him fight. Everything he does informs the next thing that he's going to do. You never see him waste momentum or be in the wrong place at the wrong time. He's never out of position. He's always there. He's always got the next hold, and he must be thinking 3 or 4 spots ahead in his head, and he transitions so crisply.
Yeah, well said. I remember seeing him years ago against Danielson, and I forget, it's when he still had brown hair. And I forget where they were, but it was a smaller crowd, and there was fans screaming curse words or chanting curse words. And Danielson stops in the middle of the match and turns around and calls them out during the match and says, "There's kids sitting beside of you. What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh my God." And it was real. It was a shoot, brother. And I'm like, that's insane. You know what I mean? But I remember seeing Zach then. I thought, I like him, but I feel like now, again, of course he was younger, but I feel like now he's added enough character work, enough that little show time to where you feel like you're getting a complete person now. And he should never work face again, ever.
His trash talk is next level as well. If you ever, he doesn't. It's always he never does it down the mic. It's always just on it during the match to the other person. You've got to listen for it, but when you pick it up, oh my God, it's fantastic. So and there was a big spot in this match where Kenny was trying to suplex him through a table or powerbomb through a table or something, and afterwards Zach goes back up and he goes very, very, very nonchalantly just puts the top of the table back on the Spanish announce table. Just the way he did it was just his body language and his mannerism as he did it was just absolutely incredible. It just really popped me. It was
That's great.
Just a little thing, but yeah, and he is just great. like some of the towards the end of the match, like some of the ways he was wriggling out of the one-winged angel and transitioning into like submissions and stuff. Oh,
Yeah,
incredible stuff.
he's great, man. Again, he's a complete package for sure. We also had John Moxley retaining the AEW Continental Championship against Bandito. I got a weird comment for this match. I'm not sure why this match is here. I enjoyed it. I don't know why it's here. Like,
so apparently it was meant to be against Callum Newman, but then he got injured, so they had to sub Bandito in.
I did hear that. That's fair. Okay.
Yeah. Which again is crazy because Callum Newman is a guy that I remember seeing on the British indie scene about 5 years ago.
Man, him and Moxley on this show would have been. I mean, him and Bandito had a great match, but like still, him and Callum Newman would have been great as well.
Yeah, I understand what you mean. It feels like a bit of a missed opportunity because Moxie's the type of guy who can just start a feud with anybody. You could have picked anyone from New Japan or CMLR and put them in this position, and it would have been something a bit different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it makes sense. Callum Newman's come a long way too, buddy. I feel like he's really coming to his own as well, and hopefully he gets back on the map soon. Yeah, I still believe, and I didn't predict it was going to happen last week. I still think Brody's going to take his head off. It's my hill to die on. I don't care. I'm sticking to it.
So obviously Moxley wins this, and in a fantastic finish as well. So the match was really good.
Yeah.
Mox early on was ripping the mask. He was ripping the eye holes on Bandito's mask. Bandito was bleeding under his mask, which was like bleeding into his eyes, which was really gnarly. Like really, really horrible stuff. And then towards the end, Moxie's got him in the choke. Bandito, like, he stands up, he crosses himself, and he throws himself on his back to try and like dislodge Moxley, and it just doesn't work. And he's just thrown himself like deeper into the hold, and Moxley just takes him out. It was such it felt like a real Hail Mary from Bandito. And it was great, and it just didn't work. Like, it just didn't work. Moxley just knew it was coming. So he really sells that ring general sort of character now, doesn't he?
He does. It's hard to get one over on him, because he's got to answer for everything. I loved it, and the way that Death Riders are in that weird corner of some kind of odd pocket universe now, where they're heel but they're not heel, they're face but they're not face. No one really seems to know what they're doing. But like, he shook Bandito's hand, and Bandito gave him like the sort of thank you you'd give a white meat baby face. But I loved it. I thought it was great. It's just, Bandito kind of shows, even in character work, how humble he is.
Yeah.
Like, thank you for the match kind of thing. That was very cool to see too.
And Brody came out. So, I mean, if he doesn't turn on him, I think Mox versus Brody is in the near future, and I'm quite excited about that. I'd be up for a bit of that.
I'd love to see him take the belt off Mox. I think that'd be great.
That'd be nice.
Brody, yeah. Shota Umino defeated Pac, which I think we all called last week. He's going to retain the IWGP Global Championship. A Shota without the specter of all the New Japan uncertainty hanging over him like a cloud was phenomenal. He didn't have that. And maybe I shouldn't speak for the guy, but it feels like he didn't have that pressure. So he could just be a baby face. And the crowd at first were kind of and Buddy, by the end, when they're trading forearms, and then he turned around and threw that elbow pad out, you could hear the crowd go, ooh. And I'm like, this is awesome. I was happy for him.
Yeah, Shota without the baggage, Shota without he's not Red Shoes' son. He's just Shota now, isn't he?
Yes.
It's cool. I really like the setup for this match. It kind of came out of left field, but having Gabe Kidd go to Japan and blindside him and tell him you were never a Death Rider, you were never good enough. And it ties in with the whole, because there's a lot of feeling in Japan. Oh, he's just a Nepo hire. He's just there because of who his dad is. He's not earned it. That's the whole thing. It's not earned. He hasn't earned his spot. And the Death Riders are all about earning your spot, aren't they? And so it's so good because it runs, and it's like, well, first of all, I don't know where this is going to go, if it's going to lead to Mox eventually, but first of all, you've got to get past the level 1 boss. You've got to get past Pac.
Yeah, because either he or Cesaro are usually the first guy you run into, honestly. Yeah.
And it's great because Pac was in terms of style, Pac was a perfect opponent for him.
He was, yeah. I didn't realize how well they were going to match up until they started working. I'm like, oh my God, that's pretty good.
And it's hard to forget. Like, Pac's still one of the best wrestlers in the world, man. He is phenomenal.
He is. They had a great match. I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I kind of feel like if he had two more matches coming or something, at this point you've established the baseline for Shota in AEW. Not that he's coming in, but like if he were, you've established he's tough, he don't give up, and he took everything Pac had and beat him. So that's a huge statement.
You can roll this around. You can send Claudio over there for Wrestle Kingdom, and they can run this back, and you can just keep this bubbling under. And then next Forbidden Door, you can bring him back to maybe go against Mox, if you want to. And like you say, the fans have got that memory. You've got this match. You can bring this match back in the videos and talk about it.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I agree. We still have Tekla as the AEW Women's World Champion. She beat Starlight Kid. I to be quite frank, I don't know a lot about Starlight Kid's work. How familiar were you with her going into this?
I had never seen her wrestle before, but oh boy, I'm a fan now.
Man, she's awesome. Yeah, this is a great match, dude. I thoroughly
you want to talk about women laying it in stiff?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, they had a great match. They paired up really well. I enjoyed it. I called Starlight Kid to win. I just wanted to have like a dark horse pick on the card. But by the end of this, if she had one, dude, they were doing those near falls, and I'm like, the crowd kind of wants her to win. So that was pretty cool. Yeah.
I loved all the little details in here. So you had like you had the Stardom president at ringside, like giving the concerned face every time Tekla came anywhere near him. Tekla's facial expressions are just incredible. It's the best part of it. She's not a bad wrestler. She's a great wrestler, but the best part of her whole package is just the facial expression. She's so animated. She gets character work. She gets her character, and she puts it across so well.
And when she didn't get to take Okada's head off, the crowd booed. I'm like, give the little dude a break. Come on, man. You know what I mean? So that was he's a good sport.
He had some great concerned looks as well. Like he did when there were some near falls going on, which was great because we really got the feeling. The one thing they really got across, both on commentary and with the way the match played out and with all the other bits and bobs, this was Starlight Kid defending Stardom as a company, defending the honor of the whole promotion, which felt really cool. Because Tekla's just this absolute agent of chaos, and she just doesn't care, does she? She'll burn the whole thing to the ground.
Yeah, you're right. She doesn't care. That's well said. Yeah, she was. This was quite fun to watch, man. I liked Okada quite a bit because it's good for him. It's good for Stardom. Gets his company, national exposure and gets him on in the States in a big bad way. And now people know who he is, and maybe they're going to go look up the company, which is a good thing. So yeah, nothing negative happening here. See what happens, kids, when pro wrestling companies play nice together. It can happen.
We get really fun matches and really fun moments.
Yeah. Another fun match, buddy. I think I'm not going to say they look like they did back during the days of the TLC matches, but dude, I thought Copeland and Cage against the Dogs, I thought they had a really, really fun match, dude. I really enjoyed this.
First of all, Tom, just go back to someone in the first year of AEW and try and explain that this is a match that will one day happen in an AEW ring.
Right. And you're like, what? No. What a world we live in, dude. It's not all bad. At least we got this. So
you've got two, at that time, I think it was two retired WWE guys and two like young New Japan guys. Oh yeah, they're gonna be fighting for the AEW tag titles in 10 years' time. Don't worry about it.
And I know that the Dogs are going to be busy with Bang Bang Gang and all the stuff, and they're teaming up with Death Riders. I don't want them to get too far away from those belts. I want them to win those belts at some point, like sooner rather than later.
They've got to be the next big heel tag team to sort of dominate this division because they're so good.
Yeah, I think. And
I know we've got to be careful because it feels like this is the last run for Cope and Cage. This is it, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like this tag run is the final curtain. It's almost a shame because the Dogs, I think, really deserve it, but at the same time, Cope and Cage deserve the bigger stakes to bow out on.
That's fair, yeah. Well, at the end of this match, we also got the massive return of Switchblade Jay White. I loved it. When the lights went out and the spotlight came up on the stage with the other guys, the crowd started erupting because they knew Jay was there. They just knew it. So that was nice.
The way they tried to sell it, they oh look, it's the Bang Bang Gang, and they've had the problem with the dogs. Because they've been very clever about like integrating the two of them before Jay came back, which I think was good because it kind of hit it a little bit. And like you say, everyone was. If Jay hadn't have shown up, then it would have really soured the moment.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And man, Jay's promo on Dynamite, he's got to be one of the best talkers they have. That promo was fantastic.
And I just thought as well after the match, like Jay just ran out the ring and like ran up to the rest of the Bang Bang Gang and they all hugged, and it was just such a nice moment. Like when was the last time all of those guys were together?
I've watched that back a couple of times. It's really awesome. Yeah. Well, like I said, he cuts that promo on Dynamite and it's great. And he took a shot at Will, which is fine. Cause like, they come out slapping hands, and then Jay says some heel stuff, and then he goes back to popping the crowd. And you're like, it's the weird, universe that AEW exists in. But hey, man, if either you're watching or you're not, kids, that's all I can tell you. But yeah, it's good to see him back.
But back to your point, Tom, Cope and Cage worked their butts off. Like
I thought so.
Two guys at their stage in their careers to put on a match like that.
Yeah,
fair play. Like absolutely fair play.
100%. And also, it's a direct statement on how they feel about the dogs, because veterans don't have to give you anything. And, people will agree to all kinds of stuff behind the curtain. But when they get in the ring, the boss ain't in the ring. So they can do whatever they want to do. But, Buddy, yeah.
And I love some of the build up to this, like with the 5-second poses and Dave Finlay coming out with Christine's glasses from the Attitude Era was phenomenal.
Great. Yes.
Like just the little details, you can tell they've really had fun putting this whole thing together.
I agree. Jamel in Vegas, thank you so much for watching. The show's back, Jamel, 5 o'clock on Fridays, 5 o'clock Eastern time. So if you can join us moving forward, I'd love to have you. I appreciate you coming back, man. Thank you so much. I agree. They gave him a lot, and the dogs had, but they earned it as well. It wasn't a charity match by any stretch.
Oh no.
It was an excellent match. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And this little friendship, this new little bromance between Copeland and Jay is going to end in heartbreak for somebody. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, Jay was so happy, and him and Cope were so happy to see each other. It's like, what's that really? What happens when there's belts on the line, or someone needs to get a win, or
I love that bit on Dynamite where they're backstage and Christian says what he wants to say, and then he walks off, and Copeland's like, "Well, see ya, bye." And you can hear everybody kind of laughing.
And again, Christian, we haven't talked enough about Christian. I think like the man is just, again, we said about Tekla knowing a character down to the atoms. Christian is just the perfect example of someone who knows that. Like even at the end, like Cope gets the pin, Jay White hands him the belt, and Cope's all happy, gives him a big hug, and then he holds the other belt out, and Christian just like snatches it off him. Like he doesn't want him to be there, and like it's like, oh my god, his body language is incredible. Yeah, love the man.
So love fun. Jamil says Will Ospreay's a death row. We're not quite there yet, but on Wednesday, Mox gives him the patch, but Will never said yes, right?
I think there's going to be a reckoning. There's going to be a price to be paid when Will's finished his little journey.
Yeah, because
Mox is going to come collecting.
Yeah, because Will's going to tell him no. Will's going to say, I appreciate it, but I can't, I got to do this on my own. And then they're going to basically kill him because Mox will be his first title defense. He'll have to be, right? Yeah. He said, it says he wore the patch. Did I miss that?
Yeah, he had it on his gear. Yeah.
Well, shut up. My apologies, man. I watched the show. Where was I? I did watch the show. Oh my God in heaven. That's great. Well, yeah. Ooh. That even makes it more intriguing to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I think when Will does win the belt, Mox will be a case of, well, I got you here, so now it'll be like, where's my shot? Where's my reward for what I've done for you?
Wouldn't it be nice if they didn't go that route and like before any sort of backstabbing could happen, that Will wins the belt and then the very next Dynamite he comes out and says, John Moxley, you got me here. You're getting the first shot. Mm-hmm. We know that's probably not going to happen, but it makes sense, So yeah, Jamel says tiny patch. Well, there you go. Thank you for having my back, Jamel. I appreciate you. I see what you did there. You're awesome.
What if it just gets bigger every week? Like, it just doubles in size until,
it covers like everything, you know. It's like Cody's horrible neck tat, you know what I mean? It just covers everything. Mercedes Moné defeated Maya World.
So on to the first of the triple main event.
Thank you very much. You set us up good. We all know why Mercedes really had to win this, because it's Mercedes and because she just literally got back. But buddy, if Mercedes had never went on the shelf, I think this would have been Maya World's match to win. What do you think?
You know what? I don't like to shout out sections of the internet because I think there are sections of the internet that shouldn't be shouted out.
Sure.
But there are sections of the internet who claim that Mercedes, they call her Mercedes Hogan. They say she doesn't put anybody over. They say, she doesn't make stars. What was this? This was Mercedes. This was Mercedes making someone an absolute star.
God, this was such a good match. This is one of the best women's matches I've seen all year. This was great.
If you can watch this match and not think that Mercedes is one of, if not the best women's wrestler in the game right now.
Right? Jamil says the wife met Athena and the Murder Hawk at the... Oh my God, that's awesome. Were they traveling together?
That's incredible.
That's very cool, actually.
Well, they both live in Texas, don't they? So
that's fair. That's really fair. Yeah, sure. Very cool. Very cool.
Now I know Athena's big into D&D. I just want her and Lance Archer to be playing a D&D campaign together now in my head. I just need that.
E's here, kids. E, my friend, 5 o'clock Eastern on Fridays is the new time. I appreciate you hanging out, dude. Thanks for coming back. Sorry I was gone for so long, but E, you've always been a valuable fan here on the main event. So, brother, I appreciate you hanging out again, man. Please come back next week. Jamil says you marked. Oh, I would have too, for sure. Yeah, I won't be able to do justice saying much about this Maya World Mercedes match because I couldn't put it into words. It was so great, and
just go watch it.
Yeah.
It was 25 minutes. Mm-hmm. We haven't talked much about timings on here, but every match was around 20-25 minutes long.
It
felt perfect. Nothing felt like it dragged on. Kenny Zach went 26. Mm-hmm. I mean, we need to talk. If you go back and dig up the data and you look at Mercedes matches, they're always over 20 minutes, and women's matches weren't going that long before Mercedes rocked up.
That's true. Yeah, the shortest match so far was Micah and Sky Blue at 9:18 on the pre-show.
Yeah, shortest match on the main card was the tag match, Cope and Cage v the Dogs.
And you know what I like about that? Get in, do your business, get out. It didn't need to be 20 minutes. I thought, You know what I mean? Sometimes more time hurts a match.
Yeah, but everything here, the only matches that went over 30 were the two that probably needed to. But this match, I mean, what can we say about Maya World? Like, we know her brother died a few weeks back, tragically.
That's right.
She got thrown into this tournament as a last-minute replacement for I can't remember, was it for Willow?
Yeah.
Or for somebody else, for someone who is either Willow, or for somebody else who couldn't compete. Like 5 minutes into this match, when she did the cannonball off the apron, her top broke, her outfit broke.
I saw that. Yeah.
So she was trying to deal with that the whole match, and to have all that going on and to still put on a show like that, like some of the stuff they were doing. Unbelievable. I mean, Mercedes, again, I don't know how much of it was Mercedes. She is, as again, we talked about Mox as a ring general. I think Mercedes is in that same position. She can have a great match with literally anybody except Britt Baker.
Yeah.
Sorry, no shade on Britt. That just didn't work. But this match was absolutely phenomenal. Like some of the stuff they were doing, like that moment, like when the crowd was so there as well. Like when Maya put Mercedes in the statement maker, it was palpable to see a tap. People were praying for it, man.
Yeah, for sure.
And she kicked out of the moneymaker.
Crazy.
That was enormous. Like it was a real star making turn. And
I mean, she's got Athena coming up. I mean, she's going to beat Athena for that championship, right? She's going to beat her for the Ring of Honor championship, I assume.
So I saw a really compelling suggestion online for this, was that because someone was like, "Oh yeah, Shorty Maya's going to beat Athena now because they've got that. She trained her and they've got that rivalry now built in."
Yeah.
And then someone said, "Oh, but why wouldn't you not do that? Why would Billy Stark not win it?" And he said, well, no, that's the story you tell now, is that Maya wins it, and then Billy Starks goes insane because she had all these opportunities and squandered them, and Maya comes in first time and does it, and then that's the rivalry then in Ring of Honor. That's the two young women in Ring of Honor going at it.
Yeah. I this is not anything against Billy. I'm just over the storyline. I feel like Athena's been in Ring of Honor too long. I feel like her championship reign is just not what it was. It's time to put her on Dynamite. It's time to let Billy become her own worker, become her own character.
You transition Billy from the sort of heir apparent to the person who couldn't get it. She's like the Sami Zayn, the one who couldn't win the big one.
Good point.
When he was, I'm talking original NXT against what is now Pac against Adrian Neville, when he couldn't get the win there, back in the day.
Yeah. Robbie, thank you so much, my friend, for hanging out. I do appreciate you saying that. 5:00 Eastern on Fridays, Rob, is the new time. So if you will, my friend, tune back in next week, 5 Eastern. I appreciate you. Jamel says, I love the Forever Chain. I love her too, but I want to see her on Dynamite. That's where she should be. So
no King rules forever.
There you go. Yeah, great match. We knew this I love how they, in the moment, Justin says, Death's Door, and the crowd went, what? Because they never said it before the show. And I'm like, dude, come on.
They came up with that the night before, and they were like, that sounds great. We're going to go with that.
You better believe that's what happened. Yeah, for sure. That's it's a great name. It works. Don't know how well it'll fly if, during certain moments that's happening over here. But, I love the cage. Love the setup. We knew this was going to be fun. It was such a great match.
The circular cage looks incredible. It's so different. It looks phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like the Elimination Chamber thing, but on the floor. You know what I mean? That's what it reminded me of. We knew this was going to be fun, but buddy, was this fun. And there was a little brutality, but not to the point of people turning their heads because they can't watch it. There was a little bit, but it wasn't that bad. It was just the action that was good.
It was like cartoon violence.
Yes, well said.
It was Looney Tunes stuff. It literally was. It was exploding bags and, goblins and
yes. Oh my god.
And like a couple of spots, like the Willow Nightingale bag of oranges that they all had for like a little pick me up, and then of course they decided to squeeze it all into Kyle Fletcher's open wound because that hurt, wouldn't it? Which was great. Kyle O'Reilly bringing the Nintendo out, blow it on the cartridge, putting it back in, and then hitting so. Oh,
so good.
As soon as he pulled it out, I said to my girlfriend, I hope he blows on the cartridge to make it work. And he did, and I lost my mind.
Me too. Yeah. It's one of those shared experiences of a certain age bracket. And if you don't know, you don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So. And then even like the console itself, it was like yellow because it was so old. It like yellowed. It was like a proper Nintendo. Like,
yeah, I want there to be a story of like either they went to a nearby pawn shop and bought it, or it was his old one that wasn't working anymore, or something.
Because I've got in my parents' house, if he needs it, if for some reason you listen to this, Carl, I've got a Super Nintendo that doesn't work in my parents' house. It's broken. if you need to hit someone with that, you let me know and I'll send it to you.
That's good stuff, man. That's good stuff. I saw your comment earlier, my friend. All the best to you and yours, dudes. Please be safe out there, brother. He also says Switchblade Jay White versus 90 Shawn Michaels versus Dean Malenko. Who would you want to win that? Well, we all win if we get that match, but that'd be a different match, wouldn't it? Mm-hmm. That's three very different personalities. If it's in the 90s, Shawn's winning that probably, regardless.
Yeah, Shawn doing the JOB there, is he? Not 90s, Shawn.
Again, I don't want to escape past this one too fast. Leo Rush, man. That dude has found the thing.
He has got that so over.
He has. This is what he's going to be remembered for. I mean, I shouldn't say that. He could have something after this that's equally or maybe better, like equally great or better. But man, this is pretty freaking good, dude.
Yeah.
So yeah, I enjoyed it.
He looked fantastic, and the ring. He went full Gollum. Like as soon as MJF had the ring, he was just mesmerized by it.
So great. I loved Shivani was really putting over the fact that they didn't want to let him back out of the bag. I love that he kept saying, they don't want to take him out of the bag. They're afraid of him. I love that. That really made it for me at the end.
Yeah. It was great. So somebody Jamal just mentioned about MJF sweeping the tax out the ring was great.
Yeah, it's
I love
great.
But after Darby took that, did you see Darby's bump into that? We went face first into them, and then he sort of, even Darby looked up and he was like, you could see on his face like, "Oh, that was a bad idea."
Yeah, that was a bad idea. Close your eyes, brother. Close your eyes and close your mouth, just in case.
But his
all
little
the
face
things,
expression, it's because he bounced off the mat. His little face expression when he came up was like, I wasn't sure about that one.
yeah, all the little things you got to remember as you're working in the ring are insane. And like you said, Kevin Knight with that exploding gimmick, the way he landed. Now it looks like he's okay, but God, that looked like a bad landing. You know what I mean?
Because for a second I thought Darby was going to jump off through the, but one of the tables broke like next to him, and I think if it had fallen flush off, he probably would have dived on him.
Yeah, I agree.
But
yeah,
there was no way, because there was like an upturned table in the way, which would have killed him. So
that's a really good call, man. It could have been, once they saw that Kevin didn't land the way he was supposed to, he's like, I'll just pivot and go over here. Yeah, that's a good call. That may have been what happened. We finally got Andrade's face turned. We all knew this was coming. That shirt he had on, man.
It's like, why is he wearing more clothes? Oh, right, okay, yeah.
And you've got a crowd of grown men. This is where we are in 2026. Grown men chanting, "Take your pants off." Are you kidding me? It was so awesome.
Love that. We just want to see a sexy Mexican man take his clothes off. What's wrong with that?
No, it gets a pop. Just like Tai Chi doing it in New Japan gets a pop. Every time he takes those pants off, the crowd pops over there, boy. I love Andrade, man. He's a beast. He's so great.
And what an absolute example of how to do business. Man was in AEW. He said to Tony, "Look, I need to go back to the other company. I got to work on my marriage. It's a personal thing."
Yeah.
He did. He went out the right way. Tony even said, when Andrade left, he said, "I had to chat with him. We talked over his options. This is what he wants to do. He's welcome back anytime."
Yeah.
And okay, it didn't work out from over there. For personal reasons, tragically, his marriage didn't survive.
Yeah.
His contract, his employment didn't last. And then as a result, because he didn't burn no bridges, because he did business the right way, look at where he is at now.
Yeah, and I mean, they didn't do anything with him over there. Nothing. I don't get it, but okay. We won on that one, I think. If you're an AEW fan, you won on that one. I appreciate you, my friend. I will. Jamel says, for some reason, I just don't like Kevin Knight. Hey, to each his own.
Yep.
I get it,
We ain't going to force you.
No. None of that stuff here. Not on this show. One more match, kids. It's the one that we talked about earlier, Ospreay versus Strickland. Talking about no gore and horror movie stuff. I love that we just didn't need it. They could just have a hard-fought wrestling match. A little bit of blood, nothing. I mean, well, I say a little bit. Swerve blade quite well.
a little bit of blood.
Sure.
There was one point where I think they both bled buckets. There was one point where Will Ospreay put his head on like the ring steps to have a bit of a breather. And when he lifted up, there was just a pool of red on the top of the steps.
I mean, 2 buckets compared to 10, though. Usually, So.
And Swerve was losing. Swerve lost a bit of blood by the end.
Oh my God. I love this match so much. And I love that we're building. I don't know where it's going to end up eventually. Well, I think I know Swerve's going to come calling. He'll want a title shot when Will wins as well, which will make all the sense in the world. But yeah, I loved it. I know I've gushed.
But this is a throwback to 2 years ago when they fought at Forbidden Door for the title and Swerve won. Swerve beat Ospreay. And a lot of people thought Will was winning that match. A lot of people thought that was Ospreay's coronation.
True.
And it wasn't. And it took a little longer. And I think it's been Ospreay's call to delay it this long. I think because Tony could have pulled the trigger on Ospreay at any point. Because the man's he's a ready-made world champion.
Didn't we all call it when he lost that night that we were surprised he lost that night?
I think so. Yeah. And this match, like some of the stuff they were doing, like some of them, but it's so, again, look, I'm not going to get upset about things on the internet because that's a road to ruin. And let's not go down there. But it really winds me up when people just dismiss a match like this and go, "Oh, they were just spamming finishes, or they were just doing moves. There's no story." No. Everything they did in this match was informed by what they'd done before.
So good. You're right. And the entrances, Bane and Lobo. Are you freaking kidding me? Oh my God. Oh, and then not going to speak for Swerve because I don't know that this is what happened. But in my head, I've written this narrative, this story of Swerve didn't paint his face like Lobo out of respect to Sting. But I don't know if that's true or not. Do you know what I mean? So, like, that's what I wrote in my head.
One thing I will say about his entrance, so he comes in on the bike, he's got the cigar and he's got the hook and everything, and it looks really cool. And as he's walking down the ramp, he just throws the cigar, presumably into the crowd.
Yeah.
So when the crowd just gets hit by us or catches or gets hit by a proper actual real cigar.
That's cool. That's your souvenir, buddy. At least it wasn't lit. I kept thinking, wonder why it's not lit. Oh, he's gonna throw it in the crowd. That's why it's not lit. You know what I mean? They don't need any more problems with the crowd over there. You know?
Prince Nana had the new headphones on, the new AEW headphones, which
they were hawking the headphones. Yeah,
I love Nana. He's the perfect guy for that. And I say, even Ospreay's entrance was phenomenal. My girlfriend's a big Ospreay fan. She loves him. And she pointed out one thing they do when he gets up on the turnbuckle for like the Ospreay bit. They've got this like sort of panning camera around the corner now. They do as the chant goes on, and it looks unbelievable.
It does. Yeah. Really good.
But talking about the match, I mean, yeah, absolutely. There was I can't remember where it was. It was when when they were on the outside, they had the steps in play. I think it was when Ospreay was trying to powerbomb Swerve through the table, and then Nana stops him, so he goes after Nana, and then he turns around, and out of nowhere, Swerve just house calls him off the steps.
It was great. It was unexpected.
The timing was just perfect. The way they called it, because you couldn't see Swerve at all, and then he just flew into the shot and just absolutely annihilated Ospreay. It was phenomenal. And then we had that Styles clash onto the table, was gnarly.
It was. Oh my god! And like, I kind of feel like had the table broke, it wouldn't have hurt as much. But like when nothing moves, that has to hurt worse. Do you know what I mean?
You just see Swerve's entire body just bounce off this table. It's like, oh no.
Oh my god, that was insane. I thoroughly enjoyed this match, dude. I felt part of me was like, man, I wish this had been for the World Championship in some way. Because like, how in the world does Will follow this up at Wembley, buddy? You guys are gonna get a hellacious main event in Wembley, buddy. I'm telling you.
If it's against who we think it's going to be against, it's going to be a hell of a match. Could be the last dance for somebody.
Could be. Yeah, it's I love Will, man. I just think everything went well. How much of you thought that when Death Riders came out, they put him up on their shoulders, they were going to drop him right there? Did any part of you think that was going to happen?
Nah, not yet.
Not yet, for sure. Yeah.
It was lovely to see. It was lovely to see, though. It was so nice to see like the Death Riders just look, because when they came out, it wasn't to interfere as well. It was just to support him,
motivate. Yeah,
which was so cool to see. It was like Moxie doing what he should have been doing the whole time. Because our biggest criticism of the Death Riders back last year was Moxie said it's all about improving everyone, but then all he did was cheat.
Right.
Shortcuts.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. Yeah.
But now they're doing what they said they were doing the whole time. So I think in a way, and I think the whole tone started to shift around the C2 last year when Mox sort of went on this like sort of redemption run.
Yeah.
And I think that's when like the Death Riders started to shift a bit tonally from being like outright cheating heels to they're sort of anti-heroes now.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. They've done a 180. The whole, like to your point, first Mox did, but then the whole faction did. Because, you know, we saw John cutting those promos and Claudio standing behind him and Pac standing looking at him like, what's this freaking guy talking about? But now they're all on the same page. It's crazy.
And I think that's the story they told through the C2 is that Mox had to win it because he was literally fighting. If he lost at any point and they lost faith in him, they'd just kill him.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah.
But as long as he's winning, as long as he's getting results, then they're with him.
Exactly right. Because I think we all said during that big storyline was the moment if he keeps tapping out and he can't win a championship again, eventually the team's going to look at him and say, why are we listening to you? You can't win a belt. You tapped out how many times now? Yeah. Crazy. Yeah.
But I think bringing Ospreay in has maybe like sort of enhanced that shift as well. Because you can't turn Will Ospreay heel.
No.
Not yet. The crowd love him too much. Like they just refuse it. They won't boo him.
Jamel does not. I love Wheeler Utah. Are you kidding me?
Wheeler is just the Bebop and Rocksteady of that group, isn't he? Like him and Garcia, they are just like the goobers who get like beaten up by the Power Rangers or the Turtles on like
That is a great comparison. They're the paid thugs. That's what they are. Yeah.
They're the Bulk and Skull of the Death Riders.
Oh my God, that's really well done. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love that actually. They're the Biggs and Tank, I guess, but not as comical. Not as comical, right? Kids, there you have it. There's your Forbidden Door card, and we had some fallout on Dynamite this past Wednesday.
Oh, just
Lots
one
of
last thing.
stuff happened.
Lovely moment after the main event as well when Alex Windsor came out and you could see what it meant to Ospreay. Like you could really see like how emotional he was about. Because it's weird because he's been to Wembley before and he's wrestled at Wembley before, but this is the main event. This is for the title. This is, as he said, he could be the first ever English wrestler to win a world championship at an English pay-per-view.
So that's never happened.
No.
Yeah, no, I guess it hasn't. I can't think of anybody else that could know that. And yeah, you're right. It hasn't happened. That's crazy.
A world title. We had British Bulldog win the IC belt, didn't we?
That's right. Yeah. Crazy. Jamel says he can go, but he's not a Death Rider. Ooh, shade.
Yeah, he's not. He's not. He's not. Oh, well, that's the question. Well, to the point, he did the Tiger Driver.
Yeah.
To win the match.
Yeah.
That alone, that's a move that's got so much history and psychology behind it.
Sure. Jamil might have been talking about Wheeler there. I'm not sure.
Oh, Wheeler, maybe. Oh, I'm talking about Ospreay.
No,
but an Ospreay hit. I'm going to talk about the finish of the match. Ospreay hits the So first of all, Swerve hits the Deadeye.
Yeah. Yes.
Ospreay hits a buckshot hidden blade.
Like, what are we doing?
There was that great moment where they both like sort of faced off and ran at each other, and Ospreay just absolutely clean Swerve out with that hidden blade. It was unbelievable. I mean, credit to Swerve. I mean, Swerve's a made man now. Like, he's been a made man for 2 years.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
He's a top guy. He's placed at the top of the cards. Incredibly so well protected, and rightly so. He's one of the best wrestlers in the world.
I agree.
He's proven that time and time again. But my God, he made Will Ospreay. I mean, you don't need to make Will Ospreay look like $1 million, but he made Will Ospreay look like $1 million.
He did. Yeah. Great match, dude. I got nothing but good things to say about it. And like him hitting that Tiger Driver just put the icing on the cake. And the fact that I kind of expected the commentary to kind of sell it a little bit more, but after everything they'd done to each other, I'm like, nah, this is the end right here. He's not kicking out of this. Do you know what I mean?
And where did this all start with? It started with him giving the Tiger Drive to Kenny. And where's it all going to end? Will it all end with him giving the Tiger Drive to Kenny?
Possibly. That's a good call. I mean, there's one thing I'll say about this company. You can make the point that that the storytelling is few and far between. I will agree with that. But I will not be told, Tom, they don't storytell for the top feuds. That is not true. The top guys and the top angles get some really nice storytelling. Now, do I believe it happens consistently across every match? I don't believe it does. But what company does do it consistently over every single match? Some matches are meant to just be a couple in a row and that's it. But like for this company, man, they know how to tell a story. And Hangman Page is on the way back because they keep saying his name on the air, so we know he's on the way back. I wonder, is it going to be Redemption when he shows up, maybe?
I mean, the show's literally called Redemption, isn't it?
It is. Yeah.
Do you know Redemption is a very famous cowboy-themed video game called Redemption? With the name Redemption in it.
Wouldn't it be great if they've worked up a deal with them behind the scenes and bring him out and stuff? Have the graphic up there. That'd be great. I'd be here for that, buddy.
I can't find it. I saw someone made a really great fantasy book on Twitter about or X or whatever it's called nowadays, about how you'd get Hangman back in and how you do it, and it was all about like Ospreay losing himself to the Death Riders and becoming like turning heel, and then the Death Riders are back on top, and it was a really clever way to bring Hangman back, basically to challenge for the title.
Interesting.
Because the only reason he's not, because it wasn't a contract signing, it was a handshake deal. The only reason Hangman's not doing it is because he wants to honor his word.
Yeah. Yeah. Stupid angle.
But if Will Ospreay retires Kenny Omega, Hangman's friend, maybe the gloves are off.
Yeah, I think so. Like I kind of feel like in a world in which Hangman and Swerve are both still on your roster, I kind of feel like one needs to be, I was going to say heel and face, but again, it's AEW. They're going to do what they're going to do. But how about heel and face tendencies? I feel like Heyman is the more face, but they may not go that route. Like
but
you
when
said,
they flip when they flipped that round the other year, though, it was so good. Like when Hangman just went down that spiral, and he does it so well. And like again, one of my favorite moments in all of AEW's history was the end of that cage match with Swerve and Hangman, when it was just perfect. And I don't know if it was an organic moment when Hangman gets to the top of the ramp and he starts to walk back down, and then some woman in the crowd just like proper Wilhelm screamed because she thought that Hangman was going to go back into like hurt Swerve more, and I think he was going back in to check on him, but then Hangman sort of realized all of a sudden what he'd done.
Yeah.
And like his facial expression sold it so well, and he looked like he just saw the guilt wash over him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he left down the heel tunnel for the first time.
He did. Yeah.
And it was such incredible character work.
Yeah.
And that could have all been improvised. I don't even know if that was meant to happen.
That's a good point. And all that stuff between him and Swerve, then all the stuff between him and Mox. Again, for their top storylines, man, they knock it out of the park. Those were great storylines, dude, for sure.
Because don't forget, Hangman's whole reason for a heel turn was this man broke into my house and the fans cheered him.
Yeah, right. Yes.
And that just sent him down like the craziest road.
Well, that's I made a point of making that my hill to die on when it happened. On like every main event episode from that point on, I kept saying the man broke into the guy's home and stood over his child in his baby's room. He is not a baby face. Now people telling me Swerve's a baby face. I'm like, you are high as a kite if you think Swerve's a baby face. Baby faces don't do this.
But Prince Nana does Who's House, and everyone gets to chant along, and it's a good time.
That again, I'm going to stop. I'm not going to say anything else. I'm not going to do it. God bless it all. I'm not going to do it.
But we're going to get back to the Hangman Swerve down the line. I don't think we need to worry about that. That's
I appeared the other day on Ray Sports and Slam, shameless plug, and we were reviewing the show, and I said, in my opinion, Swerve and Hangman needs to be break glass in case of emergency. You save that feud as often as you can. Don't go there too much, because every time they meet up, it's going to be a great feud. It's going to make money. Save it. They are Brett and Sean. They are Sean and Austin. They make money with this. Don't do it all the time. But you're right. They're going to meet up again. Yeah, I agree. Well, there you go, kids. There's your card. It is July 3rd, and in this country, a lot of people are off, maybe hitting the road as we speak, traveling somewhere, or getting ready for a cookout tomorrow. Me, I just wanted to do my show and have a friend on. So that's what we did. But besides,
is it a big day tomorrow? Like what's going on?
Yeah. Have you not heard? We got away from you guys a long time ago.
You got the World Cup on. Yeah. Who's playing? Is it a big game, or,
That's it. That was all it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Besides, I got red, white, and blue in my logo there. See that? I'm just saying. Before we get out of here, Tasty, tell all the kids where you are on the internets.
You can check us out on the Untitled Wrestling podcast. We don't put too many episodes out these days because we're also busy, mostly doing shows with Tom.
That's right. Yeah. So I'm preventing you from doing your own show.
So most of the time you'll find us doing wrestling on main event. If you want to hear us talk about stuff that's not wrestling, if you maybe sandwiches and generational trauma, you can hear us talking about the Bear on Tom's other excellent podcast, Bear Murder podcast about the Bear. It's me, myself, my co-host James Luft, and our good friend Joe Higgins, and Tom himself. We talk about all the things that make us sad about a very good show. So yeah, go and listen. I think that is, as a body of work, I think that's the best podcast I've ever been a part of. So please go and listen to that, because I'm really proud of it.
I agree. It's awesome. I'm gonna say two things before I let you go here. Number one, it is not Tom's show. The Bear Mode is very much our show. It is a team effort, kids. And if we're not all working together and making this thing happen, it doesn't work. But number two, I am the man that killed the Untitled Wrestling podcast. It was me. It was me all along, Rock. I did it. You know what I mean? That was me. Man, what a thing. That's great. It's not great, but that's great. I'm going to tell everybody I know. I killed the whole podcast. No. Yeah. Tasty, I appreciate you, man, as always.
Yeah, anytime, man. Anytime. Always a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you. Guys, that was Big Tasty. And we appreciate him very much for joining us here today on the show. Look, thanks everybody for hanging out. It means loads to me if you watched it live and if you watched it after the fact. Either way, man, it means a lot to me that you guys showed up and continue to support the show. We're still getting our audience back. I wasn't here live for a few months, but I'm back. I look good. Man, I look good. I look better than ever. You kidding me? Dude, shut up. I'm on this side of the ground. I'm looking good. You know what I mean? That's the only my only way to really define that. But yeah, everyone's got stuff to do this weekend, kids. Me, I'm going to watch some wrestling tomorrow with a friend of mine, so that's going to be a fun time. And do me a favor, kids, if you will, as you're enjoying the weekend, watch yourself some pro wrestling. And while you're doing that, follow us on the YouTube at Boink Studios. We got content dating all the way back to 2014. No paywall, which means no money out of your pocket. All you need is an internet connection and a thumb or an index finger. Let's face it, a digit, an elbow, something that can make contact with that screen and or a keyboard to follow. Like, share, subscribe. We'd appreciate it. Tom Clark's Main Event, Barry Moda Podcast Review of the Bear, Ray Sports and Slams, Bachman's Basement, Double Meat Palace, Tom Clark 6M Podcast. We got a little something for everybody, kids. Sports, books, pro wrestling, hey, movies, TV, we got it. BoingStudios.com. Thanks so much for hanging out, everybody. Everybody, do me a favor. Have yourselves a great weekend. Thanks, as always, for supporting us, and we will see you next week, kids. Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern, right here on the Main Event. Thanks, everybody, for watching, and we'll see you next time, kids.
Tom Clark's Main Event.